All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to reasons why moving to this country makes American angry. Let's jump in.
What's going on, everybody? Christopher here, back with another video. Thank you for watching this content. Welcome to all the new members of the CLR Nation. The only thing that I ask and appreciate from you beautiful people is that you like the videos. So today I have a little bit of a rant. I kind of want to talk about the things that I face being an American here in Germany that most people don't consider. Most of us already know how many Americans don't get out much. They don't travel much. I think something like half of Americans don't even have a passport. So being back in the States, everybody kind of becomes okay with the mindset of, you know, this is where we are, this is where we're at, and they get used to just being in that one place. It becomes awkward and uncomfortable for people on the receiving end when somebody, say like myself, says, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to leave the country and do something different. Now that becomes extremely awkward because that kind of thinking is rare. It's a rarity. And when you hit somebody with that kind of information, they usually don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to process it because they're not in that kind of mindset, right? So most of the time, the first thought that comes to that person's mind that you tell that, or the people you tell that, is going to be doubt. They might not express it in the beginning, but they are damn sure doubting what the hell you're trying to tell them. So at first they may be like, oh, that's a wonderful idea. That sounds great, because most likely they don't think you'll go through with it. They don't think this is something that you'll follow through with. They don't want to look like the person that doesn't believe in you, at least not in the beginning. So they hit you with this kind of fakeness, this kind of fake support. But as you progress in your plan and in your goals, when they start to see it all starting to come together, that's when it'll get real for them, right? And in this stage, they'll start now shooting you questions, shooting doubt back at you. Are you sure you want to do this? Why do you want to do that? No answer you give them is going to be good enough. If you tell them, hey, I'm looking for a ease of lifestyle, and they'll be like, well, why don't you just move to the north? Or, you know, why don't you just move to this area in the US? Or why don't you just move to this area? And that clearly just isn't your goal. It's not your goal to find whatever it is that you're looking for in country. Otherwise, that would have been the original plan. That's what you would have pitched to them, right? So as you constantly like swallow all this reflected doubt that's being thrown back at you, and you persevere and you constantly move forward, getting closer and closer to your goal, it gets more and more real to them as well. And this is more of a psychological thing. It's not necessarily something that they plan out and is intentional. It's psychological. But when it becomes as real as it can to those people, that's when they'll start hitting you with the negativity. You'll be like, oh, you're doing, this is dumb. You shouldn't be doing this. This is stupid. You'll never make it. You'll be back. Or what if you fail? What if you don't have any money? What if this happens? What if that?
Those are the if. Those are the excuses that start coming in. The if is the ifs, right? I understand.
What if this? And all of this is what you have to fight through just to be able to fulfill goals in your life. So let me make this a little more personal. I actually had to deal with that exact scenario from family members, from a few friends. And I'll tell you right now, when all you want to do is fill your heart with happiness and do something that will give you that kind of joy and make you that happy, to not get the support, it is one of the hardest things I've had to deal with. I couldn't imagine how much easier my process would have been if I had all the love and support that, you know, I didn't have, that I wish I had. So here I am though, right? After having to deal with all of those things beforehand, getting here now and seeing all the things that I see about this wonderful country of Germany, I still can't win. Most of the people still aren't for this for me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
they still somehow.
So a lot of people basically don't support your decision to go to Germany and fulfill your dream. I understand. You know why? Because dreams are not supposed to be shared. Because that means that you achieving their dream, your dreams mean that they could have achieved theirs. That's what it means.
I feel like I made a mistake, you know, and I know in the back of their minds, they're hoping something will go wrong or something will be bad just so I can feel bad about my decision or question my decision. So all these things that I notice here, right? all the things that, I mean, you've seen the videos. Every American in Germany makes these videos, you know, how we've been changed and like the things we see, the differences, how much greater things are, specific things are, all the things that Americans in Germany love about being in a new country, in a newer space, in another place. It's hard to share these things with them because they either don't respond or they keep quiet, or it's like, oh, sounds great, or they find a way to shoot it down. And that's just it. That's what people don't consider when it comes to people like myself, an American living in Germany. We have to deal with not only trying to become as acclimated as we can to this brand new place, this whole new world for us. We also have to deal with, many of us, I can't speak for everybody, but myself, sometimes have to deal with the lack of support even from the home you came from. So sometimes it can get kind of lonely, right? I'm only human. I feel that way at times, right? So when I feel that way, that's when I pour myself into my work and into projects and stuff like that. That keeps me occupied and it keeps me happy. Because especially now when all we have is our house to look at every day, being stuck inside, it can kind of drive you a little bit bananas. So it's a good thing that some people have kind of crossed over into supporting me and all of that and kind of supporting this decision, because I do have 2 daughters that I have to consider as well. So it's not so bad anymore, but it's still kind of there. So let me break down really quick what I think it is. I really do think that when people reject good ideas and things that they feel like would be actually good for the person that's pitching it, it's really a sign of kind of jealousy. I think they're kind of...
There we go. Hey, you're close. He's close. There's a jealousy mentality behind it. Because again, they cannot imagine themselves achieving their own dreams. So because they cannot imagine that themselves, why should you? What should you? Right? You. This guy, you. Achieving your own dreams. Nah, man. We're not doing that. That's what I mean. I'm being rhetorical here, but that's what he's trying to say. A lot of people, they're not gonna be happy with your dreams.
Of envious that you found something that could potentially be really good for you, and they hate that either they didn't come up with it, or that you will actually go on and succeed and leave them behind.
Yeah,
and they won't be included. Now, the easiest thing would be to be like, oh, that's a great idea. That sounds wonderful. I want that for myself too. Can I share this with you? But that would be too easy for humans, right? Truth is, people probably thought about it a lot once I said it. Oh my gosh, you'll be able to travel and see all these countries and see all these new things. Wow, I can't let them know that that's awesome. Let me hate. And for myself, let me just say that I have developed a little bit of discipline when I talk about things, because now I know that being an expat and my experience and stuff doesn't always translate well. I don't mean language to language. I mean experience to non-experience.
Yeah.
To someone who can't imagine something that I'm saying, or can't picture something that I'm saying or trying to explain to them, they don't receive it in the way that I'm trying to give it to them. Does that make any sense? They can't be as...
No, it does make sense. It does make sense. A lot of people, they simply don't want to just receive the information. No, I understand.
Excited about it as I am, because they just don't know about it. They just don't know anything of it. That's not their fault. So I have kind of developed a way to express myself, kind of in a way that people will understand better, so that I don't trigger anybody, especially not on purpose. I wouldn't do it on purpose. I mean, I dig into a little bit of psychology. So whenever I do come with stuff like this and I'm not getting the reactions or responses that I wanted, I know how to treat that, because I know what it is. I know what the underlying issue really is. So it would be terrible of me to turn around and attack back, or, give them negative energy back, when I know it's more of an emotional reaction that they just aren't prepared to handle. And I won't go into all of that, but I have ways of speaking to people where I can get people to kind of mellow out, understand, open up their feelings and open up their thoughts and emotions, and kind of really find out what the problem really is. Then we can talk about it. So I love living in Germany. I mean, I do. What am I supposed to do? Not express that? Am I not supposed to talk about that? I will talk about it. And to the people that are back home that can't get on board with it, I'm sorry. I have to live my life, and I have to express my feelings and how I feel. To the people in the comments that always want to shoot me a negative comment when I praise Germany for the things that they've done and the things that they do that I feel are good and make me happy, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with it. I make my titles and thumbnails very clear. So if you feel like it's not something that you can get on board with or something that's gonna upset you or anger you, just don't click on this shit. Cause I have to.
Yeah, that's my mentality right there, man. It happens. Some people don't like my way of thinking. Some people are just, you disagree with me in certain things, but I'm okay, man. It's not a big deal at the end of the day, you know. I'm not. You have to be individual, guys. You cannot be a follower. You know, you have to become your own leader. You have a family. I have a family. My family expects from me to be a leader. Okay.
To express myself. I have to express how excited and happy I am that I've found a new life as an American in Germany. Is that so bad?
I'm in a place serene and pure and
Very good. Well, he said it. He said it. Hopefully everything goes well and he keep grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and fulfill his goal. That's what it's all about. We only have one life here, guys, and I think sometimes God give us a specific goals in our life. So some goals for some people are big, some goals are small. It's still a goal. It's still a gift, and you should utilize it. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with him? He's crazy, or do you guys agree with him? Let me know. I will see you next one.